Thanks for joining us. I'm Chris Cox. I'm going to run you through your training today on the basics of SPL's brand new iSuppli parts management system, which we're going to look at today from an accounting perspective. It's an absolutely great package, filled to the brim with features which we'll be unveiling to you bit by bit, and I'll tell you more about that at the end. But today we're going to be focusing on the account side of things. So let's have a quick look at what you're going to get out of this. Right now you're going to learn about exactly how to get a statement out of iSuppli for the month to date, as well as for the month end of the previous month. You're going to learn about the 4 ways that you can search for and access credit notes. I'm going to show you how to use those same 4 methods to find the invoices you need, no matter what information you've got available to look for them. And you're even going to learn how to find the scanned copies of your PODs on the system. It's a pretty powerful system, and one of the most powerful things about it all is that all of this data is real time. It's live up to the minute accurate, which means you'll be able to see your PODs, for instance, only minutes after they've been signed for by the stores and uploaded by our couriers. Alright, so let's jump right in there. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is open up our browsers, and whether you use Internet Explorer or Chrome or Firefox, and head over to the address bar that's blocked over here at the top and type in reverse.spl.co.za. That'll take you across to this login page just here. You've got a username and password. You should have that from somebody within the company already. Just hit the login box. Hope you can see I've got mine saved there. Now the page will load. You have our big logo at the top over here looking all shiny, and you can see the navigation over here. You won't have access to this customer interface as bit yet, but what you will have access to is this SPL reports. So let's click on that. The menu opens up, and now you've got access to the navigation. So as promised, let's have a look at these statements. Okay, so we click over to statement view. Now the navigation in statement view lives over here up in the top. So let's have a look. First thing we want to do is let's have a look at the previous month end. These are all the recon transactions, and right over here you get your statement coming up when it eventually loads. Okay, there we go. So you can see we've got these transactions over here, and now the first important thing for us to have a look at here is to go over here right at the top. Now you can choose your format. You can send it as XML, as CSV. A lot of you might be using a PDF. You click PDF and you can hit export, and if you click that, it's gonna turn this statement into a PDF that you can then save on your own servers, or perhaps you want to email it to one of your colleagues. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, I told you this was a live system, it's a real-time system, so sometimes there might be changes. So you can hit this button over here, and this is the refresh button. If you think that there might have been something that's changed from say 1 minute to the next, maybe you logged in this morning and then you've come back to this window and you want to have a look at it again, you can hit that button. It'll update the information in the statement below. You can see our information hasn't changed, but we can go and have a look. Now here's the next important thing. So you can click on any of these and it'll take you through to the invoice for that for that number. This is a pretty standard invoice. If you want to print it, you hit Control P or Apple P if you're on Apple. You'll get this window popping up right over here. You know what to do with that. If you wanted to go through to the proof of delivery, you can click through on the and that'll take you to the POD over there. We're not going to do that. I'm going to show you that in the actual invoice section. Alright, so now I've just hit the back button and that's taken me back to the statement view. This works exactly the same way if you want to look at the unrecon transactions. You just use the navigation right at the top here, and it'll give you the statement for all the unrecon transactions for the month. There we go. So you can see exactly where we're at. If you want to look at the month to date, let's have a look at the unrecon transactions for the month to date. This all pops up. You can see all the format is standardized. You can see the navigation is standardized. Whatever you want to do, it all kind of works in the same way, and you can just click through here and you'll see the same invoice format pop up, and again you've got the link to PID, which you won't have in this particular case. And now, so let's have a look. That's statements. Let's move on. We can have a look at invoices. Alright, so there's 4 ways that you can search for an invoice in any situation. You can use your invoice number. Let's have a look with an invoice number. Alright, so we've got one over here. Okay, and it just hits search, load, and over here you've now got your invoice. You can see the date that it's on. If you had a custom order number, that would be there. Part number. If you want to just view the invoice right here in the browser, you hit the view button. It comes up as before. You can click through on this. You see your POD popping up there. There we go. That's signed. That's beautiful. Hey. All right. So if you wanted to download it, and pop it in an email and send it across to somebody, you hit that button, and that'll download for you. This works exactly the same way if you don't have an invoice number. Perhaps you just have a part number. You want to see all the invoices that a specific part pops up in. Alright, so let's do a quick search like that. Okay, I've got a part number here, and you can see what pops up here. Alright, so we got another invoice, and you can do the same thing. Just hit the view button. There we go. If you just have the customer order number, you can do the same thing again. Just pop in your customer order number, ours is EXCH. Hit the search button, and you'll see all the invoices that match that term in the customer order number. Another powerful thing that you're able to do is, if you don't maybe remember the part number, maybe you don't know the customer order number or the invoice number, but you know that it was sometime in November 2007. So what we do here is we pop in the date. Okay, so from the 1st of November 2007 to 30th November 2007. Hit the search button, and you'll see all the invoices that occurred within November 2007. This is powerful functionality. If the data is on our system, you have access to it. Alright, now let's have a look at credit notes. Credit notes work in much the same way. It's all quite a kind of a standard format, but I'll run you through it again. This is let's have a look at a credit note. So we put in the credit note number here, 697. Hit search. And now with credit notes, you've obviously got your columns coming up. You got date, account number, invoice number, part number. What's cool, you can click here, you can go straight through to the credit note. You can view that live in your browser. You get the same information if you hit view there. And again, if you want to download it as a PDF, I'm going to do that right now. So in some browsers, like mine in Chrome here, it's going to open in the browser itself. And when you view it in the browser, you got the same information here. You can, if you wish to save it, you go over here and you hit the save button, and that'll save it onto your machine. If you wanted to, there we go. If you wanted to print it, you hit the print button, and off you go. So that's a fair roundup. You've also got your control panel. You won't be needing that at this stage unless you need to change some actual account information. Be sure that you log off when you leave the system. Obviously, your company won't be happy if you're leaving your confidential information open and free to the world to view. So that's a high-level overview of the iSuppli accounting section. But iSuppli does so much more. iSuppli handles the entirety of reverse logistics warranties applications. iSuppli has backorder functionality that you can verify back orders, you can check lead times. iSuppli has a whole online ordering component. We've even got an API that some of our customers are using, that we've connected the pipes that they can run iSuppli, that they can order their parts and replenish from us without ever leaving their own software. It's a powerful solution. I hope that you've enjoyed today's training. Thank you so much for coming down and taking a look at this. If you've got any questions, problems, please get in touch with us. We'd really like to help you, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. The email address to reach us on is iSuppli@spl.co.za, or feel free to give us a call on 011 795 4600.